Yeah, bye. All right, XOXO. Got a girl. Audra at Home is filmed in front of a live Pitbull audience. Good morrow and merry meet. My name is Audra and you are in for a treat. All right, what is up? How are you doing? I don't know when this video is going up. I know people hate it when we say that, but like I really don't know because I don't know if it's still gonna be in part of Gothmas. I hope it is part of Gothmas because this is a good video for me. So today I wanted to talk about something very, very important. I wanted to talk about how indie brands are just killing it. How indie brands have really restored my faith in makeup and beauty. And to do that, I actually need to talk about my makeup journey. So for the longest time, the thing that I focused most on when it came to makeup and beauty was my base. Like that's my pride and joy, what I'm really good at. And I really didn't put a lot of energy into eyeshadow. And one of the reasons I didn't was, number one, a lot of times I was getting my eyeshadow palettes from beauty boxes, which isn't shade. It's just, it wasn't something that I chose or I picked. And two, a lot of times I was buying a lot of mainstream makeup palettes. And here's the thing. When you are a person of color, a lot of these palettes don't really work out well for you. And what I'm saying by that is like when you have deep skin, brown skin, like all of these eyeshadow palettes just don't do what you want them to do. Like you look at all of the light skin and white girlies and they are looking fabulous. And then what that did for me is for a long time, I just felt like I'm just not good at eyeshadow, right? I was just like, I'm just not good at eyeshadow. I'm not very good at that at all. I don't know how to use brushes properly. I'm just not doing it right, was my like end game. I was just like, I'm just not doing it right, and that's why I don't care about eyeshadow. And that's why I'm not good at it. So I'm good at doing a flawless ass base and blush, like yeah, fuck me up every time. But I couldn't do eyeshadow. That was what I told myself all the time. And then I became friends with Emily Hanhan, who is honestly like family at this point. Sir? So as I was saying, I became friends with Emily Hanhan, who really began introducing me to the world of indie beauty. And baby, when I tell you, like it was so daunting at first. And if you'd like, if you are interested, I can put together a couple of videos here and there about how to get into indie shadows and single shadows, little ways to help you. And I may do that anyway, but but you may see them because like I am firmly, like when I look at my makeup collection right now, I'm gonna say 97% of it. 98% of it is indie. I did not know that it wasn't just that I wasn't good at makeup. I didn't understand that the greens weren't greening because they weren't made, like a lot of indie beauty is either made by and for people of color, made by people of color, made by people who love color, and understand pigment and like really giving you pigment. And when I tell you the purples are purpling, the blues are bluing, the yellows are yellowing, like all of the things are happening, I began to get a deep love of indie makeup because I felt like for the first time there was makeup for me. And this is one of the #1 reasons why I wanted to say like indie brands, if you are a person of color, if you are a black person, this is where it's at. This is where it's at because honestly, like watching people try to put makeup on or watching people actually put makeup on, and then I would get the same palette and I was like, I don't understand why I look like trash. I don't understand why I look ashy and gray. I don't understand why the purples aren't as purple. And I kept feeling like it was just me and I was bad at makeup, which now, baby, no, I'm not bad at makeup. I was just using the wrong shit. So my makeup journey aside, my beauty journey aside, my bad bitch journey aside, another reason why indie brands just really just took over 2021, my opinion, we can tussle in the comments, is because they are not afraid to go with a color story and stick with it. For instance, Glamlight and their Happy Hour collection. I have 2 of the palettes in there. One of them is the Wine, which I enjoyed this one. I know not everybody loved this one. I had a time with it. I thought it looked fantastic on me. The mattes were very lovely. I probably need to play with it a few more times, but the shimmers were stunning. Stunning in this palette for me. And I also got the Dirty Martini, which I'm still like in process of trying to like slap this on my eyeballs so that we can do a green battle party. But this is, oh my gosh, looking inside, like, just look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. What a cohesive and fun color story this is. I can see like the olive pit. I can like it's an olive pit. I can see the pit of the olive. It's just very, like, both of these are cohesive color stories, easy to follow, easy to understand, easy to play with.
Hey, editing Audra here. Sorry, I look like I death warmed over. I kind of feel like that. I forgot to add, because I was so fucking excited just talking about indie makeup, as opposed to where I was talking about like all of the color story and all of that stuff with indies, as opposed to my sniffles. So sorry. As opposed to mainstream brands, which I feel like if we have learned nothing else this year, it is that they have thrown everything in the kitchen sink at a palette, and so it doesn't have a story. It doesn't have, there's no theme, there's nothing. It's just like every color under the sun is now in this palette, and it's just scattershot. And I feel like even if you're someone who's not avidly into makeup, right? Even you can see that if with your untrained eye, I don't like that phrase that much, but even you can see that with your untrained eye. You can look at that and go like, is this supposed to be a neutral palette or is this a colorful palette? Like, what's happening here? And I feel like indie brands, for the most part, have just hunkered down and being like, if we're going to make a bright palette, they're going to make a bright palette. If they're going to make a more like gothic palette, then they do that with like, they don't pull any punches. They just make that palette. Whereas I feel like mainstream brands just stopped feeling comfortable and confident enough to just make the palette they want to make. You know, instead of making a bomb-ass neutral palette that is amazing, they get nervous that neutrals are boring. And so they pop the blue in, hence, you know, new makeup nonsense bingo, neutral with a pop of blue. They pop that blue in, so it's like, oh, we've got something bright there. But I'm like, or you could have really made like a gorgeous, shimmery, neutral shade that would have made the neutral babes happy. All right, that was a lot for like popping in, but here we go.
Also, when it came to collabing with creators, I feel like, again, this is all my opinion. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's compulsory at this point. But I feel like indie brands really have their finger on the pulse and understand how to allow a creator to make a fun collaboration. So first up in the year, we had Lethal is Dead, which was a collaboration between Lethal Cosmetics and my dear friend, Teresa is Dead. And as you can see, this is chosen and selected and it's fun, funky. On me, it is a pastel goth palette, but I had such a time with it, and I still play with the mattes here from time to time. Like, I pull all my makeup out, y'all, and like, I don't film all the time. Sometimes I just put makeup on to put makeup on. You'd be surprised. But I feel like this is Teresa's vision, and it came to life, right? Much like with the Odin's Eye collaborations with Tina, the Fancy Face, Judy, and also Annette, whose palette still, that is another one. Listen, we're not going to talk about how far behind I am. That is another one I haven't had an opportunity to try, the Giant Wolves. But you can clearly see these brands are allowing the creators to really take hold and take the reins on what they want their collaboration to look like and be, and then they're making that happen instead of it feeling like it's just a recycled palette, which, if I'm gonna be honest, I do feel like a lot of the collaborations I saw with like creators with bigger brands like ELF and BH, I just felt like that could have been anybody. It didn't feel personalized. And I feel like all of these feel personalized to this person, right? Like you open that, and for those of you who know Annette, you know like that is personalized to her, right? Tina's is personalized to her. I have not had the fortune of checking out Judy yet, but from what I can tell looking on Instagram and whatnot, that fits her. And obviously, like I said, this is obviously Tina. You know what I mean? It's a very obvious Tina palette, and when you open it and you see the outside, you look on the inside, it is her. I feel like indie brands understood that the key to a collaboration with a creator wasn't just to slap their name and face on something, which I feel like a lot of mainstream brands just continue to do, is just like slap someone's name and face on something, but it could literally be anybody. With these palettes, it couldn't be just anyone to me. I felt like these are personal to them, and I just really enjoyed them to the fullest extent possible. I'm like looking around because I'm like, where do I put things so that I don't have everything toppling over? It's a mess here, y'all. And one more quick collaboration here. This one is the Milan Row with Doodles by the Bunny. And here's the thing. Again, Doodles by the Bunny is known for creating their own palettes and had a palette come to life. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to collaborating, even with Midas collaborating with Drench Cosmetics to create Genesis, which honestly I think is Midas's palette of the year. It is this palette. I just feel like indie brands understood the assignment. They got that we don't, as consumers of makeup and collectors of makeup and hoarders of makeup and enjoyers of makeup, we're kind of tired of seeing the same basic bitch neutral palette with just somebody's name on it. And that's how I see a lot of them. It's just like, oh look, it's a neutral nude palette, and it's just like, it could have been anyone. And I feel like even people who like neutrals also feel that way. And I think that that's one of the reasons why some of them come off so cash grabby, because if you watch somebody like me, right, and you see this kind of makeup look, and then I come out with a whole ass neutral palette, you're just like confused. Like, doesn't make any sense. But then you see these and you're like, okay, that makes sense. And I also believe Angelica Nyquist with Kaleidos. That was another one where it just felt like you could clearly see that the creator had actual input in choosing and selecting the shades that they wanted for their palette and really having it reflect them as a person and as a creator, so that when you pick it up, when I grab this palette, I know, you know what I mean? And I can also very clearly see Killa King all up in this. Like, that is the owner of Drench. I can clearly see their mark on that. And so I think that that's really important and fun, that they understood what a collaboration should be. It should be something fun and exciting and reflect that creator's personality, and not just like it could be anybody. Most importantly, I feel like they tell stories and they're fun, right? So these are two that I received in PR. I got this one from Meera Beauty. This is the Melancholia. So pretty. Like this is just like a grungy underwater, like this is under the sea, but not that sea. Grungy underwater feel. And then the Lethal Cosmetics Berlin 89 palette, which I actually cannot say enough good words about this palette. This is the palette that really made me be like, okay, fuck yeah, I like Lethal. Because for those of you who haven't seen the videos before, I was kind of on this in between. This is the palette that did it for me. And I feel like that's the other thing, is you see palettes, they grow and they change. I've watched Meera go from having smaller palettes and having glitter in, you know, which a lot of everydays that like pressed glitter have pressed glitter in the palette, to switching to putting them in a separate little palette of their own, having even, like, to me, a better formula. The consistency is better. The pigmentation is better. I just feel like you're watching these brands learn and get better and be more fun. They aren't afraid to create things that are different. They're not afraid to just be out here and make a full fun purple palette. Now, I know not everybody loved this one from Menagerie, the Flight Club. I actually really like this palette. I know it's a little expensive to be like a companion palette, but After Dark is just such a beautiful shade to me, and Hanging Out are two of my favorite shades in this palette. I just feel like they're very pretty, and for me, like, lovely shades. And I also feel like, listen, I'm gonna say it, I think that a lot of this, like, it does need one deeper color, but this is for the brown girlies. This is for the brown girlies, okay? Don't tell anybody I said that, but I'm telling you, so don't tell. And don't even get me started on the shimmer formulas and the multi-chromes and the duochromes. Don't get me started. These are just my Divinas, and that's not even all of them. We're not going to talk about it. Lethal got into the multi-chrome game, and look at these, y'all. Like, look. Y'all, I'm doing it. First of all, I'm doing it. Are y'all proud of me? I'm finally doing it to where you can see how pretty it is. Listen, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I'm too pretty. I'm too gorgeous for this. Then we also have, like, these are the ones I have from Glaminatrix. And they all have, like, different textures, different formulas. You know, the funny thing is, I love these like little funky shades, but I also don't like them. Like, it's a love-hate, and I'll talk about it one day. That day's not today. And obviously, I am not gonna forget my Terra Moon shadows either. When it comes to making a statement, making an impact, having eyes that you can see from other universi, because I don't like to say universes. There's something weird about that, so I'm like, universi. That's the plural of universe. I feel like you can't get better than this. You just can't. I'm sorry, but indie brands really came out and started making just good, fun makeup. And that's the most important thing of all. The makeup is fun. The palettes are fun. You get to, like, some of them, listen, you're not gonna win all the time, are you? No, because we'll be talking about some of my favorite and meh purchases. I don't want to say worst. I want to say favorite and meh purchases, gifts and whatnot. My favorite meh indie of the year later. I don't know when. All of this to say, when I got into indie makeup, that is really where my true beauty journey took off. I started having so much fun, and I stopped feeling like I couldn't do makeup. I was no longer afraid. Like, I stopped being afraid of green. I stopped being afraid of blue. There's really not a color anymore, like a shade that I'm like, oh, I can't, Now I'm just like, slap it on my eyeballs, let's party. I feel like I've reached this stage where, because of being introduced to indie beauty and indie makeup, all of the fun Kaleidos palettes, like, Liz, I have all of these. I've recently put some into retirement, but like, I have these. I just was able to be creative and have fun. And I feel like for a very long time, makeup was missing fun. And in 2021, indie beauty brought the fun. They brought the joy. They brought the drama, baby. Like, they brought all up and down town. And I just have not been able to get past it. Like, there's so much. I have so many indie palettes, and I don't, like, it's wild to me to think about where I started in this makeup journey from, like, an Urban Decay palette, no shade Urban Decay, but from an Urban Decay Naked palette. I can't remember, was it the Naked 3? I don't remember. The Naked Heat? Naked Heat. The Naked Heat, to now just living my best life with Lois Cosmetics, Lethal Cosmetics, Menagerie, Divina. There's so many, I can't even. So anyways, if you have not checked out indie beauty, I'm gonna need you to do so this year. This is the year that you start checking it out. I know, people getting their feels about shipping not happening immediately, but you know what? It's worth it, babes. It's worth it. It has been worth the wait on literally all of these things that I have gotten. Like, everything that I had to wait for. My Terra Moon's worth the wait. Divina, worth the wait. My Cleona, worth the wait, okay? Listen, before we, like, head out of here, I just want to show them to you right quick, because baby, they're so pretty, and I just feel like sharing. I only have a few. Don't judge my little baby collection, but, like, there they be. Dancing in the moonlight, everybody. Okay, anyways, I highly recommend that you just take a little dive. Check out a few friends of mine who are heavily into indie makeup and indie beauty, Beauty in the Frizz, Bad to the Brow, Emily Hanhan, as I mentioned earlier. Like, these are some folks who are going to take you down a bright, colorful, funky road of fun. And also, don't be intimidated thinking that, oh, it's all bright and colorful and I don't want to be that way. Guess what? I got you covered, babes. There's Nomad Cosmetics, okay? Nomad Cosmetics will also be able to cover you in some more neutrally pink ways. You see you have that one? Don't worry. I still got you. I still got you, because I know you're panicking, being like, Audra, no, that's still too bright. I know. Listen, let me get my handsies on it. That's why there's America's Parks. See? See? I know you're like, that's still too colorful. Okay, listen, I need you to calm down. I'm trying really hard to bring you into my world, and I feel like you're being very judgy about the amount of colorfulness that I have in my life. Also, my sports bra keeps brighting up, and I don't know if like if it broke. Like, it doesn't have a snap. Did my titties just get bigger while I was sitting here? Anyways, moving forward, if you really need something that's more subdued, I got you, babe. Haunted Europe. And that's my favorite thing about indies and why I feel like mainstream brands really better look out.
Not to mention, and I said this a little bit before, but like, if you are a person of color, indie beauty is where you are, my opinion, obviously, but my opinion is correct. Indie beauty is honestly where you are going to truly find your way in just having colors show up on you, regardless of what that color is. Like, if you wanted like a beautiful plummy shade to show up as plummy on you, it's going to. One of the greatest things that I found was when I was using mainstream brands, shades just did not show up on me. Sorry, I have burps. I'm trying to get sick from it doesn't matter. But it felt very much like when I fell into this, I found a home. I found a place where like people were enjoying makeup again. It's a fun place to be. And most importantly, just as a person of color, it is nice to have makeup that is pigmented, that looks beautiful, that I didn't have to like fight to get the shades to work for me. That I did not have to just be stuck with like a slightly pinky neutral shade to be cute. All right, now I'm gonna go slink off into bed because like it's been a day. All right, thanks for listening.
Because in my opinion and estimations, I have had significant fun and good times with indie beauty. I can create a neutral look. I can create mostly bright looks, and that's what I'm gonna do. But there's something for everyone in every single one of these. And if you haven't tried some, just recommend you do. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up. So then that way the algorithm goddess can do what she does best, which is push me further down into the algorithm so that I can continue to do whatever the fuck I want to. And as usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky bays, yeah. Without which I truly would not be able to keep the bats in the belfry and the spiders firmly ensconced in their webs. To all of you who watch, like, share, and subscribe, I appreciate you as well. If you are not subscribed yet, now is a good time to. I'd appreciate it if you did. I am trying to get to 13K for my birthday in April, so appreciate you. All right, that is it. Gotta go walk the beau. It costs $0 to be kind. It's so good for your soul, because if you don't take care of it, me and Krampus are surely coming for yours. All right, until next time, XOXO. Got a girl. I got you, baby. No, get down. We literally just went. Get down. You're just being, no, stop it. Give me 10. 30. I just feel like when I got into indie makeup, okay, bus. What are you doing? Please hold. Then you had collabs this year. You have Wait. Where did I just put it? Like I literally just had it, didn't I? Oh, I do. It's in here. It's in my stack, isn't it? I swear I grabbed Teresa's palette. I did. It's right there. Wait, is that it? Oh, let me just move that. I have stuff everywhere. Don't fall off the counter. Okay. No! No, sir. Hold on, we're going. Let me take this wig off so it don't blow off in this wind.